Okay, we're back. This is number 10.
I think so.
And number 10 is be observant. I've learned about to be observant. Can you get that little list there? Because I had 3 things written down. Do you mind? Man, the whole bench moved. Man. We're trying to get the lighting right. This is new and improved lighting here. So this is just
I don't know.
okay. Be observant and aware, and I have listen. I have 3 things. Anticipate the needs of your spouse. Like, okay, she's going to need this. Anticipate that, and then prep for that need. Okay, this is coming up. She'll need it, big or small, and then prep for that need. Number 2, identify desires and meet them. Oh, she really wants that, or she really desires that. As you're financially capable, and as the seasons shift, we're going to talk about abasing and abounding on one of these things. You got to do that where you're financially and seasonally able to do that. But identify desires. I mean, and they can be small. You know, I got Connie a shower cap one time, and it was like, we would, you know, I don't know, it'd be like, well, I wash my hair, and then we're hopping in the shower and this and that, and I don't want to get my hair wet. And she was always trying to keep her hair out of the way and keep this, and then the back would get wet or whatever. And I go, oh, shower cap, I can do that. You don't have to be a millionaire to buy a shower cap, but you do have to identify desires and meet them. And then the third thing is about be observant and aware and listen. The third thing is know your spouse's weak points and head them off, head the enemy off. If your spouse has been through trauma, if there's negative memories that are still being worked through, sensitive areas, if, you know, grandma passes away and 3 months later you're watching a movie and in the movie the grandma passes away, if you're observant and you're aware, you know how in the middle of that movie to reach over and put your hand on your wife's knee and just squeeze it and say, hey, I know it's tough, but I see you. It's like, I'm aware that this may bother you, and I don't want to, oh man, it's a great movie. Yeah, but did you see that grandma passing away scene? It's still kind of tender. I've learned about marriage to be aware, to be observant, to listen, and then to anticipate needs and prep for them, identify desires and meet them, and know the weak points and head them off. You know, if you had a family member commit suicide, or you had a friend that died, you know, thing or whatever, you could drive by and, you know, a friend died in an auto accident or something from childhood or whatever. You drive by, you see all the ambulances and the sirens or whatever. There might not be time to keep the music blasting or whatever. And sometimes you don't want to pause and go, hey, I know the devil might tap you on the shoulder here, but just letting you know that I see you and I'm aware. And so I don't want to give it more attention. But sometimes our silence, the enemy's ministering to our spouse on a sensitive subject, and we're like, well, if I say anything, that's going to be acknowledging it. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. Sometimes just a hand squeeze. Sometimes it's just, I know. Sometimes a wink, you know. I think it was video number 9. We were talking and we got a little teary-eyed and just things like that. But we know, you know, we know what's going on, and so I've learned that. And yesterday we were doing something in the bed. I mean, not that, but I forget what we were doing. We were working on something or whatever, and I'm like, oh, she's going to want to order room service. Mm-hmm. And I'd gotten up and gotten the room service thing, and she's like, oh, I need to get that menu. I said, it's right there. He said, oh, there it is, in big things and small. Yeah.
Anticipated the need.
Yeah, anticipate the need and prepare accordingly. Identify the desire and meet them as you're able. And then, what's my third thing here? Oh, know your weak points. Know your spouse's weak points. And before the enemy can start talking in their soul, you be the louder voice. Or, you know, it's an interaction, or it's a bill, or it's a, you know, I know how much you hate dealing with that, or I know how difficult those phone calls can be, or I know, you know, sometimes a name or a situation brings up, and just to, hey, I'm here, I got you. I'm not going to let the devil steal your day, and I'm not going to let the voice of the lying negative prophecies of the enemy be louder in your own soul than my voice. You know, come to my voice in this darkness. Listen to me, I'm calling you over here. And boy, Connie and I have had to do that many times, where the noise of the enemy is playing loud, 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 and you can't really see through the fog. And so Connie said, come to my voice. Hear me what I'm saying, because you're speaking to a person's spirit, not just their soul.
It's interesting because Mike is aware and does that, you know, where he pauses to acknowledge that I know this may, but so much so that sometimes I know if he looks at me, I'm going to break down and cry. So now he says, I'm not going to look at you, I'm not going to talk, you know, but it's just to know that that somebody who knows me better than anyone has taken note and is there for me. The other thing, what?
Don't forget the other thing. Will you remember it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I was thinking about, she does that thing. She's like, I'm doing okay until you call, or I'm doing okay until you text and tell me you love me. I'm dealing with this difficult situation, or I got this going on. But when I hear your voice or I see you, or you know, we'll be dealing with something. I'll come and I'll hug her and I'll say, crying, I'm sorry. She says, no, I'm doing fine. I'm tough until you do, because you want to collapse in your spouse's arms. You want to, you know, this is the safe place. And so I always text her and she's like, yeah, I had a real difficult time, this and this. And I said, well, you're fat and you're ugly. And no one likes you, not even me. And I do that because I love her. And I tell you, it's like, because if I tell her, hey, I love you and I'm in your corner, she'll break down crying. Okay, do you remember the other thing?
Yes.
Please, I missed it.
Taking note and noticing and anticipating needs and desires and all that speaks volumes to a spouse. It says, I see you, you're there, you matter, you're important to me. There's a song about cellophane, and when you don't take notice on her, it's like you could just see right through them. You don't even know they're around or there. But when you
notice
when you say, I heard you mention this thing, big, small, whatever, that shower cap thing is huge, because he had got me some other gifts, but I told him the shower cap meant so much to me because it was like you heard something that, or saw a desire I had or a need to fill. And so it's saying, I see you, you matter to me, you're a priority, and as you're able to anticipate those needs, meet those needs, and not only needs but desires. And if it could be something as simple as a shirt or a top or something that you saw them, or sweater they like, and you come around and you have that for them. It just says, hey, I took note, you matter, and it's important.
Well, there's a song, John Elton, good Lord, it's Vegas. Elton John, the song is Your Song, He says, excuse me for getting, he says, you see I've forgotten your eyes, if they're green or they're blue. And sometimes you can be aware, but you just get lost in stuff. And I think about, I want to be aware of Connie's icy preferences. And sometimes a person's preferences can be very difficult to learn, not because they're difficult, but because people have preferences. So it's like she likes red and blue mixed. If they don't have red and blue mixed, you'll do red or blue, but you don't want Coke. And so knowing this stuff versus, here's your icy. Well, you got me Coke and blue. Yeah, isn't that what you get? Well, you can suck it up and deal with it, but man, you could also be aware of what I like, And you just got me. I was thinking about it. I just sent her this huge box. I had to go to London, and I couldn't be there with her birthday. I've missed so many birthdays, traveling and surgeries, and sinus surgeries, and everything else. That I sent her this huge box, and it's all these luxury items and just special gifts, things she'd never buy for herself. But it was the little things. It was the book from Your Home Countryman. I guess he's not even Kafka. He's not even your countryman, but it's but it's the whole Yugoslavian, Czechoslovakian, etc. And then it was the shower cap, and then it was the baby wipes box. You wouldn't think a baby wipes box would be that big of a deal, but I watch her in the truck all the time, and she's like, I have this huge thing, and I'm buying that I can't. So, do you have a baby? No, but just those things clean up everything, makeup and spills, and she's like, but I don't need a 45-pound container. And I found a little thing. It was the $12 items that made the thing. And Con, you just got me something. You got me the book. Priest Willis had that book, and I said, oh, this looks good, and you got me. But you did something else for me. What was it? And I was like, wow. Yeah, I was like, man, thank you. It's just, sometimes it can't be that big of a deal. It can't be that big of a deal because you don't remember it. But that's the whole point. It just says, I see you. I saw this and I see you. So, do it. It's important. It's the little things that say you're valuable. Anything else?
Yeah, I thought there was another. I can't
do it.
think
That's
of
all
it.
right. That's all right.
I'm not gonna extend the video, but it's Mike is good at this. Mike notices this. I don't know.
I talk too much. Bye.